Hello everybody, it's Anne from Anne's Stampin' Up. Welcome to another card making day here in Simcoe, Ontario, where I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. If you live in Canada and you don't have your own demonstrator, you can shop with me. You can reach me at StampsNTea@gmail.com, or my demonstrator website is StampsNTea.stampinup.net. So first of all, I must apologise for no video last week. We had a sick neighbour, I had a very cranky laptop, new lights in my room here, still reorganising all my supplies, family life, everything just got in the way of my card making last week, and I do apologise. Let's make a card today. But first of all, when you watch my video, if it's on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, if you would leave a comment or a like, you know, it all helps my ratings on those channels, and your comments are all read every week and they're all very much appreciated. So thank you for that. Let's get started. We'll turn the camera down and we'll make a card today. So the stamp set we're going to use today is called Loveliest Tree, and it's in the 2024-25 catalogue, but it's carrying over into the 25-26 catalogue. The same for the exposed brick embossing folder, 3D embossing folder. 3D just means it's a deep embossing folder. It gives a lovely impression on your paper or your cardstock. So they are both carrying over from one catalogue into the other. So we're going to use those both today. What else do we have? We have some supplies here. We have pecan pie for a card base, 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. We've got a piece of DSP. Now this DSP is an older DSP. It came from the Heart and Home Designer Series paper pack. It has bees in, flowers, nice medallions, but it's an older set. But they have those papers have wood grain on the back. You see, there's a lovely medallion, but they're all wood grain on the back, and that's what I wanted for the front of my card. So it's an older paper, but I'm going to use it anyway. We've got a piece 5 3/8 by 4 1/8 for the inside of the card. We've got some scraps to stamp a tree on, and some sentiments and a band. And we've got little odds and ends. We've got some, let me think, linen thread twine, and some nice pecan pie gems that are from, they were, you know, when pecan pie was an in colour, or still is an in colour. That's what we're going to use today, all these little odds and ends together. So let me get started. We've got some ink pads. We have pecan pie, granny apple green and garden green. First of all, we're going to stamp a tree for the front of the card, and we'll cut it out using the dies. This stamp set has dies that match, and we'll use this die to cut out the tree. There. We're going to emboss the DSP with the 3D brick embossing folder, just to see what happens if we give it a little bit of extra texture. So we'll put that in the embossing folder. We'll take that over to the embossing machine, the Stampin' Cut embossing machine, and we'll do that all together. So let's have a look. We've got a nice tree stamp. We've got the really big tree stamp from the Loveliest Tree set. It's a lovely tree, got lots of details in it. We're going to stamp it all except for the trunk. We're going to wipe the trunk and stamp that in pecan, but we're going to stamp the tree. We're going to pop it into the granny apple green ink pad. Okay, get it nicely inked up, and then we're going to take a handy wipe or a baby wipe, and we're going to wipe the trunk just like that. We're then going to take the pecan pie ink and we're going to stamp the trunk. And I'm just using the edge of my ink pad, and actually I'm going to take a sponge and do that. I should have used the sponge, not the corner of my ink pad, making sure it's all nice and wet. There, so that was done with a sponge really. Then I'm going to take my garden green ink pad, and I'm going to take a sponge again, and I'm going to pick up some colour, and I'm just going to dab it over on top of the Granny Apple Green, just a little bit. It's just going to give us a little bit of shading in some of the areas, and really that's all we need. I'm going to take it and stamp it down on the cardstock. Can it go that way? No, it cannot. Down it goes. There, that's a lovely tree, and you can see you've got little bits of darker green in there, which is what I wanted. We need pecan pie again, because we're going to stamp a sentiment for the front, and the sentiment is going to say happy birthday. We can try and get it on this piece of card here. I think we will. Happy birthday. Stamp it nicely. We're going to punch this out. We've got a double oval punch, and this punch punches out two different ovals, punches out a plain oval, which we're going to punch the birthday, happy birthday out with, but we're going to layer it on the scalloped oval when we're ready. So we need, what else do we need to stamp? How about on the inside of the card? How about on the inside of the card we just take this little leaf here, and we could stamp two leaves, one in each color. There's a very light leaf. Oops. And we'll use garden green for the other one. There. It just decorates the corner on the inside. We're just going to leave the inside of this card blank, because it's for a male birthday card, and that'll give you room to write whatever you wish on the inside. So now we're going to find the large die to cut this tree out. Just line it up nicely. Take it over to the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. We're also going to emboss this piece of paper with the embossed brick 3D folder, and I'll be right back. Alright, so here we are. There's our lovely tree that we are punching out. There we go. Well, that's nice. Let's get the die off the paper. You must always put your dies away right away, because boy can they get lost easily. And let's have a look at this exposed brick. Now I think it worked quite well. You can't see it really on the camera. Let's have a look. Can I turn it? There, you can sort of see lines there and everything. It's really quite pretty, and it actually, I think it hides the wood grain effect of the DSP, but that's okay. We're going to use it anyway. We're going to put this down on here. Do I have a little mat? Just a minute, so I don't throw my phone off the table. So we're going to use liquid adhesive for this. Now you know how I make a mess with liquid adhesive. It's actually hard to see when I'm putting the adhesive down on this this paper. You can't see because it's all wrinkled and it's patterned and wrinkled, and it just, there we go, give it a little press. There. Now we've got this lovely tree, but first of all we have somewhere, oh, over here, how about a scrap. We've got this that we're going to put across the card, and we're going to put the sentiment on there, and we're going to put a bow. We're going to wrap this with twine. I think we'll do it 2 or 3 times. Let's just see. Maybe I should tape it to the back. I'm just going to wrap this carefully because this card is not very strong and I don't want to bend it, so I'm going to wrap it like that. Cut it off, and let's get some. I'll have to wrap it again, but we're okay. Let's get some tape runner on there. That's down once. There's 1, 2, 3, and we'll just press that down onto there. Make sure it's down. That's okay. So I've got three rows of ribbon going along there. Take the fluff off. There, I wanted it nice and flat like that. Okay, so we're going to put this down on the card, but we've got to find, whoops, where's our tree? I would like to put the tree up on dimensionals, so we're going to do that, and then we'll put the strip up on dimensionals too, so that it just covers the bottom of the tree. Let's have a look. I think I need my mat in here so you can see what I'm doing there. I think this one I'll cut in half just to put it on the bottom of the tree. There. I can sit there, we're not wasting it. Alright, let's put this tree down first. How many do I have? This one. There. Alright. So this is going to go right in the center of the card. I think like that. This is going to go across the bottom just like, which way? No, I think over the tree like that. So we'll put some dimensionals on there as well. Now I'm putting the dimensionals right over the twine here so that it helps to keep the twine stuck to the back of the card. And I'm not going to put any dimensionals in the middle because I don't want to raise this above the tree again. So when I put this down, these dimensionals here are going to raise this, but there's nothing to hold it up higher than the tree in the middle, and that's what I want. And it's just going to go right from side to side there. And we're going to take another piece of twine, just going to pull it off. I'm going to fold it in half, maybe fold it in half again just to make it really loopy. It was about 22 inches I think to start with. I'm just going to tuck it under here like this. Use my scissors to push it under. There we go. Try and keep all my edges together. Make a little bow here, and we'll be able to slide this bow to wherever we want it when we're finished, because it won't be too tight. There. And I'm just going to snip the loops on the threads on the like the straight edges. So we've got a bow. Slide that up a little bit so it looks nice and straight. And then we've got a sentiment, and we're going to use the double oval punch to punch the sentiment out. So we're going to punch the straight sentiment for the happy birthday. And then we're going to back that onto a piece of pecan pie with the scalloped sentiment. That's a really nice punch, that double oval punch. It has so many good uses, and I use it all the time. So now let's get some lid on the liquid glue. Whoops. Happy birthday. I think we'll just tuck that like that on an angle. Yeah, I think we will. So we'll need a dimension, I think, either side. So we've got a dimensional top and bottom just in the center. And we're going to stick this so that the threads run through the middle. Let's just turn just a little bit. So there it is. And then for the inside we have this piece, which we're just going to leave blank, but we did stamp a little leaf on the bottom just to give it a little bit of something in there. This only has about a 1/16 of an inch all the way around. There. So there it is, today's card. Happy birthday. Now I did say I was making it for a male birthday, which it will do for a male birthday, but I don't see any reason you couldn't send that to a woman either. I think anybody would like that tree. So there it is, that's today's card. Oh, that lighting's not great. You'll have to tell me what you think of my new lighting. Is it too much? I think it needs a little more contrast, but we'll work on that for next week. That's today's card. It's my own design. If you want to copy and share it, please do so. If you sell your cards, just put the Stampin' Up angel stamp on the back, which says all the supplies used are Stampin' Up supplies. Thanks for watching, everybody, and thanks for being patient with me. Talk to you all soon. See you next week. Bye.